Sure. I'm Brian K. Vaughan. I'm a co-creator of Paper Girls.
Awesome.
I'm Cliff Chiang. I'm a co-creator of Paper.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You have created an amazing graphic novel
Thanks.
and show. And what does it feel like to see this come to life?
I mean, it's beyond belief. I mean, being able to walk outside of this building and see those four incredible actresses' giant faces on a trolley going by is like, this is just this thing that started in our heads, and now it's so out in the world. But for it not just to be out there, but to be so good and to so faithfully capture what I thought could never be on TV. I didn't think you would ever have four pre-adolescent female protagonists and a story of this scope with giant robots at a time where it just feels like this is the kind of thing only comics can do, and they proved us wrong. TV can do it too, so it's been very cool.
Well, I've been saying to everyone who came in here that you write some of the best dialogues. So I have to say in front of you as well.
Oh, thanks. Okay, take that.
And how do you find these voices that are so real?
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I guess, my influences are always the people in my life. And so, I'm not trying to ape the style of my favorite TV show or movie that I like. It is the kids that we grew up with, and I feel like honoring them and hopefully, the dialogue feels true. But I can't take all the credit for it. But having Cliff as a partner, I keep saying when I pitched this to him, I was like, Cliff, we're going to do this time travel story, and we're going to go to the distant future and the distant past. And Cliff was really like, well, I want the girls to meet themselves. And I was like, oh, that so immediately unlocks what kind of story we're really telling. And Cliff's just a great, he's a beautiful writer himself. If you guys aren't reading his Catwoman book right now, you're missing out. So it's nice to have someone there to check me and be like, Brian, this line doesn't work, and he does it just sparingly enough to not annoy me, but it's great having him as a partner.
Yeah, you learn from working with the best. The great thing about Brian's scripts is that they're so, the dialogue is great because it's about character always. It's like it's not just what are they saying, it's like why are they saying it? And so there's always great subtext and so much material to work with to make the characters act and feel like they're actually alive on the page.
And TV is such a different medium from comics. So, what were some of the challenges that you found in, having to, translate from, graphic novel to, TV, and, what got lost and what got gained?
I mean, the challenges were all for the cast having to be out in these difficult locations, the writers to figure out this headache-inducing time travel storyline. For us, it was just joy because we so trusted our partners in this journey. We knew they loved the comic, we knew they had the capability to hit all of the beats that we did, but that they could do things that we didn't. We only had 30 issues of a book and a story that really, if you read the comic, it only takes place over a couple of nights. They had 8 hours this first season to luxuriate and go deeper, these characters. So no challenges, just joy.
One of the things that, in making the comic, we tried to have, these four young female protagonists, and that's such a huge part of why the story feels different. And for the show, they also had an all-female writing team and directors. So that point of view comes through, and I think it makes the show unlike anything else that's out on TV.
Cliff, how cool is it to see what you've drawn to be on the screen? Like when I saw the first teaser, I was, oh my god, this is just like the books. How was it for you to see that?
Yeah, it's very surreal. It feels a little bit like deja vu because these things only live in your head, and then suddenly, it's drawings, and then to see them realized on the screen, it takes an enormous amount of work, and there's this huge army of people working on the stuff, and we're just so grateful to see, to have these excellent actors who can easily bring these characters to life, and then, an incredible production design team that can create awesome robots and time capsules in ways that, we only show on the sidelines, and now they're on screen, so it's fantastic.
Is there a particular change or addition that you're really pleased with, you're really proud of that it's come out this way in the show?
Yeah, Mac's brother, I think, is a character who's in the book. We see him a time or two, and Mac talks about him. But if you've seen the series, we have these. Oh, sorry. I broke the camera with we're too handsome for
The message was, it's too hot.
It's too hot, literally.
That's a good one.
Only one of us at a time.
High praise. But anyway, sorry. So yes, Mac's brother. There's some of those scenes that just break my heart, and are like, oh wow, this is a missed opportunity. I wish we had done this in the comics. So yeah, I think every new character that they added felt like, oh, they were organic to our story. Felt like they could have been in the comic. We just didn't have the space for them. So yeah, I think the new people that came in, Larry, Nate's character, fantastic. So those surprises and getting to watch a show that a story that we lived so deeply inside of and still be able to be surprised by it, that's the best.
I'm sorry. During the development process, I mean, seeing something you created, and you know it's going to come to TV. Is it a little scary going, well, I hope this all comes together because it was so successful here and now it's going to be on the screen? Is there nervousness, anxiety about it, or did you have faith all the way through?
I mean, I think we always have peace in that we know nothing changes what's still on the shelf. Like Cliff and I told exactly the story we wanted to, and so it's just felt like no, there's no version of this that's gonna break my heart. I love that like these incredible actors, you know, get to have these incredible careers in part because of something we all do is just it's a real privilege, and I'm just eternally grateful for it. But the fact that it turned out so well is that's gravy for sure.
So I got introduced to Paper Girls. It's no secret that comics in the graphic novel world is very male-centric, and a lot of books are written particularly for boys and for guys. So when I went to my comic book store, my dealer, he was like, "Oh, you should read Paper Girls. You would love this." And because I wanted something that was like more for girls, and like I became an instant fan. So when I saw the show coming out, I was like, "Oh, this is so cool." So like, how do you guys think that this is going to resonate with like especially girls and younger girls, and like possibly bring them more into like loving comic books?
I think growing up, I never saw myself on screen represented very much, at least not in American media. And and starting to see that change, it means a lot. And to see that the younger you are, to see yourself on screen, to see that you can be part of any story is incredibly empowering. And it also means that we get to see different kinds of stories as well. We got so locked into telling only one type of, showing only one point of view, and now it's wide open, and we should embrace that.
I'd say as meaningful as it was for me to get to watch cuts of these episodes with my wife and my daughter, who both loved it, and it meant so much to them. It was also really cool to watch it with my 12-year-old son and to see how much he loved it and how invested he was in these characters. And I think we have this conception that like guys would only like to watch stories about dudes. And I just grew up and I loved Ripley and Alien. I loved Sarah Connor and Terminator, and I was like, these girls are heroes for everyone. So it's again a thrill, a privilege.
Can you just compare very quickly the process you had with Wild Last Man and this one?
Yeah, I mean, two wildly different shows, but like the showrunners were friends with each other, and it would be interesting to read the scripts as they're coming in, and sometimes they would pass in interesting ways, but they're just both shows made by lovely people, and I was very grateful for both of them. So, yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Nice. Good luck with the rest of your
Really
time.
appreciate it.
Thank you for
Appreciate
writing
that.
such an awesome creating. Like
That means a
seriously,
lot.
thank you.
And hey, thank your dealer. What store do you go to that recommended it?
What?
What store did you go to that recommended it?
So I used to live in Chicago, so it was Third Coast Comics.
I love those guys.
Yeah,
So
it's actually
cool.
we're still friends on Twitter.
Thank you. You're the best.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.